Today we're exploring Fate Samurai Remnant. Is it worth playing? Stick around and let's find out together. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me set the stage for you. Fate Samurai Remnant transports us to Japan in 1651, a time of great upheaval during the Heian Uprising. You step into the sandals of Miyamoto Iori, a ronin and the adopted son of the legendary swordsman Miyamoto Musashi. Life's been tough doing odd jobs to get by in a Japan closed off from the world. But things take a wild turn when he crosses paths with a mysterious swordswoman known as Saber. They're thrust into a magical ritual where they must battle legendary heroes or face certain doom with a chance for their greatest wishes to come true. Now, if you're a Fate franchise fan, some of this might sound familiar, but Fate Samurai Remnant has a few tricks up its sleeve. Unlike the classic Fate tropes, it introduces the waxing moon ritual involving 7 master-servant pairs and 8 rogue servants scattered throughout feudal Tokyo. This means we get to meet a mix of new and familiar faces, which is a refreshing take on the Fate universe. But what really sets this game apart is the inclusion of Musashi herself as the Berserker class servant. This adds a deeply personal layer to the story, with Iori facing his resurrected father now in female form. The drama here is on point, and Musashi shines every time she's on screen. Plus, the entire main cast is fully voiced, which enhances the immersion. Alright, let's talk gameplay. Fate Samurai Remnant follows the Dynasty Warriors control setup with light and heavy attacks, and special moves based on attack patterns. You also have different stances for single, target, and group combat, and the ability to cast spells, though those are limited by consumable gems. You can even unleash special attacks with Saber, which adds variety to the mix. But here's where the game stumbles a bit. Normal enemies come in 2 types. One elite enemy accompanied by weaklings and all elite groups with mini-bosses. The latter can be frustrating because elite enemies lack clear attack telegraphing and don't stagger when hit. This leads to some cheap moments in combat. Boss battles, on the other hand, are a highlight. They're well designed and require careful observation of attack patterns. Button mashing won't cut it here. However, there's a hitch: resource management. The game sometimes thrusts you into a series of battles without warning, leaving you clueless about when you'll get a chance to resupply. It can be especially brutal during the turn-based strategy minigame. On the brighter side, you'll have plenty of opportunities to power up Iori and Saber. They level up through a system reminiscent of Final Fantasy X's Spirit Board, which adds depth to character progression. The game's large maps are filled with side quests, encouraging exploration and helping with early game money issues. In conclusion, it's a treat for franchise fans. However, the gameplay, aside from boss fights, feels either overly simplistic or frustratingly cheap due to poor enemy telegraphing. So, here's my verdict. If you're a Fate enthusiast, this game is a must-play for the story alone. But if you're new to the franchise, be cautious unless you're head over heels for Dynasty Warrior-style action games. This game could convert you into a Fate fan, but it might also leave you frustrated. And remember, Fate Samurai Remnant drops on September 29 for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Windows PC via Steam. So mark your calendars and prepare for a samurai-filled adventure like no other. That's it for today's review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gaming goodness.